Hey Cavernites, this is Jono, and today I wanted to show off the PC port of a recently released game called Toukiden Kiwami. It is a monster hunter style game. It's heavily inspired by that. And I actually just recorded this for I did about 30 minutes of footage, and I realized my mic had been muted during the whole thing, so I'm doing another video here. And before we head into the game, I can show you off some of the different options. As you can see here, there's a small amount of video options here. It's surprisingly, it is more than I thought it would be for it being a console to PC port. As you can see here, we have customizable controls for the keyboard, but I heard the mouse and keyboard controls aren't that great. I definitely recommend having a controller for this. We have camera settings, a few different just basic volume settings, and then a few different system settings, including a setting that will allow you to, if you want to specifically play with people in your region, you can do that if you're worried about lag. But anyway, before we get into it, I know a lot of people are wondering, like, how is the PC port? And I can say for now, it's definitely 100% a very quick console to PC port job. There's definitely reports of a lot of issues. I thankfully have avoided most of these. Like the main thing I've suffered from is pretty much the 30 frames per second, and there's no way around it. The way they've programmed this game, all the logic and animations and everything, they're tied to the game's 30 frames per second frame rate, which is present in the Vita and PlayStation 4 version. So unfortunately, unless they went back and just completely redid the game, which would have been very nice, I think that the payoff with sales could have potentially been very good if they actually went through and did that. But they didn't, and that's why it kind of hurts that there is a hefty, that's a $60 game, and you're getting a pretty much a direct port. You won't notice many differences between this version and the console version. And let's see, so here we are, I'm in my little house right now, and there's also other issues I should mention. There are some people have experienced crashes, and the developers did point that out. There are some issues with Windows 8.1 and certain NVIDIA cards that are causing crashes, so hopefully they patch those things up. I know they've delivered out one patch so far to fix one type of crash. I'm not particularly sure what that was, I don't remember. I've also had some visual glitches here and there, but by adjusting the video settings, I can show you maybe, let me see, I don't know, I can't access those, but there was like a particle effect setting that was causing some like weird graphical issues with one of the enemy types, and I had to turn that down to low to get that to go away. But anyway, here I am in my house. If you played Monster Hunter, the house functions kind of similar to the house in that you'll have a storage box here with your different crafting materials you've collected from monsters. And you have this little cooking pot here where you don't actually cook, that's just for saving the game. And over here I have my equipment, which as you can see, I'm using the dual knives, but as you can see there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different types of weapons. A lot of these are inspired by stuff that's been in Monster Hunter, but there are some new types too. Like I don't think they're... Actually, I don't think there's like a spear type weapon. Maybe there is, I don't remember. Gauntlets, that's definitely different, and the Great Chain and Sickle, that's unique as well. But yeah, there's a different variety here. There's nothing quite as unique as some of the types you see in Monster Hunter. Like there's nothing like the Hunting Horn, which is a pretty neat weapon that I liked using a lot. But besides weapons, there's also head, chest, glove, and boot armor items. And there's also a unique equipment item to this series that's not in Monster Hunter, which is Mitama. And Mitama, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but these are like the fallen souls of ancient Japanese mythical heroes. And what these do is they'll provide you with different random statistical boosts that are passive. As you can see here, I have a couple here that I have, and they also give you these special abilities. If I go to the next page, you can see here I have a few different like spell type abilities that'll cause damage, and I also have a recovery ability. And these are kind of like a replacement for items, like potions, herbs, other support items that would give you buffs. That's pretty much what the Mitama are replacing. It's a simplified and unique system that I actually kind of like. I'm enjoying it. It kind of takes away from, because it was kind of annoying in Monster Hunter, just constantly having to craft. You have to make more potions. I mean, eventually you get to a point in that game where, I mean, it's very easy to maintain it, but it's kind of annoying having to keep all that stuff stocked. And this, it kind of limits you to a certain amount, and that can be restored mid-mission, though, as you'll see in a little bit once I get into a mission. But yeah, the Mitama can also be leveled up. As you can see right there, mine's level 2, and that bar below it will progress as you complete missions. And weapons and armor actually can level up as well, and it's kind of like an alternate. Here, I'll actually before I leave, I want to show you this little guy. If you've played Monster Hunter, you'll know about Poogie. In this game, you have a different little helper, and he has actually more of a purpose in this game, because you can send him off on missions to collect different materials. As you can see here, I'm collecting a whole bunch. I'll just store all those. And you actually can equip a Mitama on this little critter as well. He'll level that up for you. So anyway, yeah, let's head out into the village. The village is very similar to a Monster Hunter village. A lot of the same stuff will be there. For example, we have the blacksmith here, who can upgrade weapons. And as I was saying, that weapons and armor they have an EXP bar, and they can gain progress as you complete missions, and you can upgrade them by doing that. You can also upgrade without earning the EXP, and it kind of functions just like Monster Hunter in that way. Instead, you just use items and money to upgrade. And yes, the same with the armor. You can do that as well. And then you can also make new weapons and armor, just like in Monster Hunter. Other NPCs include a vendor here, who sells materials that are on limited quantities that reset in between each mission, I believe. So you'll want to check those in between each mission to see if there's anything rare or something you might need. And he does sell weapons as well. If you want to sell any stuff, you can sell that there. And they have a bulletin board here that kind of lets you know what's going on in the village. So as you can see, the pools of purity are under construction. I don't know exactly what that is yet. This lady here, she manages your Mitama, and you can upgrade them just like equipment as they earn EXP. And you can upgrade them without the EXP too if you want, but you have to spend some money. In-game money, of course. There's not any kind of microtransaction with that. But yeah, there's these Mitamas. There's actually, I forget if it's exactly 300 or over 300, but yeah, there's a lot of them to collect in the game that offer plenty of different play styles, whether you want to be an attack focus. As you can see, this one says ATK, it means it's an attack one. Then we have SUP, that's a support one. HLG, I actually don't know what that stands for. I couldn't tell you. SPT, maybe that's spirit, I don't know, defensive, a tank style one. So yeah, you can take on different roles, so there's a layer of customization beyond your weapon choice. One other thing in the village here is this shrine up here, and you can talk to it, and you can see I just got an item there. You can give it 60 haku, which is the currency. And that way, when I come back from my next mission, I can pick up a random item there. So it's kind of like a really basic, simplified version of like a farm, of any of the farming or item duplication systems that were in Monster Hunter. Although there may be, I'm wondering if the pools of purity will be something like that as well, because I don't know yet. So I'll have to get back to you guys maybe in a new video with updated impressions. So anyway, how about I don't know if there's anything over here. I never went over here. We have this stone here, despite, oh yeah, this stone is also in your house, but this can bring you to the online multiplayer, or you can just go single player like in Monster Hunter. So if you wanted to check out the multiplayer missions and do them solo, you can. It's just because you never know, maybe the community in this game won't be that big, and you can always just do them by yourself if that's the case. Anyway, here we go, and this is like the main area where you can get ready for missions. Right here, this guy is an encyclopedia just to learn more about the game in different terms. Then this is just like a main story NPC. You'll occasionally be coming back to talk to him for different story elements. This is a shrine here. This is kind of the replacement for Monster Hunter's food buffs, although it's much more simplified in this. Instead of choosing different food types and trying to figure out exactly what kind of buff you want, you pretty much know what you're getting right away from the start. So if I want an attack buff, I go here and I choose one of these options. If you pay more, you have a higher success rate. Yeah, I haven't really been paying for those much yet. Early on, I don't feel they're really necessary. We have equipment set up here if you want to change your equipment. I actually don't change Tenko. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is my little pet dude. Yeah, that's right. That little guy, he doesn't actually ever join you on missions, and this actual CPU players will join you on missions, which actually make things pretty easy, at least early on. They know what they're doing. They're on the offensive and they'll just start killing everything for you. They'll gather stuff for you as well. Missions are just like Monster Hunter missions, but there's also quests which are separate, and they'll involve gathering different items. So as you can see here, I already have some of these items, like I have Bewitching Cloth, so I can complete that one. You can have up to 5 active at one time. And they're pretty much just for earning the in-game currency, it seems, from what I've seen so far. So we'll activate these other two. I gotta get some soil and polluted clay. And I still need to kill some imps for that one too. So yeah, they won't always be gathering items, some will just be like killing, so you'll definitely need to have those active. So if I really wanted to, I could deactivate a lot of these item collecting ones, because the only ones you really definitely need active are ones that you need to kill stuff for. Anyway, let's head into a mission. How about we just... thinking about, I want to show off one of the big monster bosses. Like, you'll have missions like other Monster Hunters that are kind of boring and just quick ones. They'll just kill like 10 basic enemies. And then there's also ones called for securing red zones, and red zones are pretty much zones on the map that are infested with demons that you need to go slay. And once you kill all the demons in that particular area, it'll clear it up. So yeah, anyway, how about we head into the Manhunter and we'll form a party. We pick Oka and Hatsuho. We'll go with them. And we'll head in here, and I can kind of show you some of the basics before we head into the boss arena too. So here we go. I'm using the dual knives, so as you can see here, just some basic attacks. They're pretty quick. I also have a heavy attack with Y, which, as you can see, sends me jumping up. If I keep spamming that, I'll jump up and then stab down. You can keep repeating that. And if you're attacking an enemy, you can actually keep stabbing and climbing up higher and higher. And then I can also charge up the heavy attack multiple times for a powerful diving attack. Then, lastly, I have this ability. If I hold down B, it just does a rapid spinning AoE attack that brings my stamina down as I use it. You can also use these abilities in the air. If I dive up, as you can see there, I can pull it off. Let me try that again. There we go. That's good for breaking different monsters' parts that are higher up, if you don't have a ranged person in your party. This here is a shrine. There's 2 different types. One will heal you and another one will restore your Mitama's powers. As you can see in the bottom right of my screen, each of my powers have a specific number of charges. So let's say if I use my recovery one to heal health, even though I didn't need to use it, I can go up to this shrine. Now I can restore that back to 12, as you can see down there. This shrine's gone now, though. I can't use it anymore. Another unique feature of this game is you can enter this spirit realm by pressing the back button or select, and that allows you to see different hidden things. There may be some hidden items. I can't really show you here because there's none, but there can be hidden shrines and hidden sparkles in the ground for different items. And the other thing this is used for, which you'll see once I enter the boss's arena, is it allows you to see enemy health bars and the weak points on large enemies. So you can see he's coming out of the ground here. And I can activate that and you can see its health and all those different like white glowing spots. When you start attacking them, I don't need to stay in the spirit realm to actually do damage to them. It just kind of gives you a, if you want to keep an eye on the progress. So I can pop out of there. Yeah, I should probably be, there is a dodge roll, that's what you want to use to avoid damage. Whenever possible. Which I haven't been doing there, so we'll heal up. So yeah, you want to start attacking all the breakable parts. Ideally you want to break all of them before it dies. Let's see, we should be making some progress now. So yeah, you can see a lot of these legs are yellow, that one's turning orange. Eventually they'll hit red, and then they'll just completely break off and you can gather them. Oh, spin attack. Let's try out some of these Mitama abilities. Ooh, so that's a little spell of sorts. I'm not sure what that is, but you see those orbs that charge up while I do this? I don't know if that empowers these abilities. Maybe that's what it does. I think I just wasted that one. That was like an AoE. Yeah, as you can see here, we have some parts to gather. By entering this little like trance, whatever I'm doing here, I can gather these, and you can help your partners gather them too if you all do it at the same time to bring that progress bar down. So it's kind of like a neat little AoE version of skinning the Monster Hunter. It's a lot easier to use. It's a lot less annoying because you can't be. I mean, you can be interrupted, but you'll maintain the progress you've earned on attempting to gather it, so you can come back and finish it off. And it's AoE, so you can gather multiple things at one time. As you can see there, he's gathering a couple of eggs, and I can help him out. Oops, he's summoned some little guys. Yeah, another feature of the combat, in the top left you'll see that little circle with my weapons on it. If you fill that all the way up, you can do a special attack. Every weapon has a super powerful ability. But it takes some time to build that up. You gotta wait for me. How about we use Eruption? I guess I should have charged it up. There we go. So yeah, I guess if you want to just do a quick emergency heal, I could just press this right away and hit A, but if I wait and charge it up, I'll have a even more powerful heal. Which I actually kind of like, because in Monster Hunter, when you use an item, you have to wait a while for it to finish. But in this, you can kind of decide, like, oh, I can wait a while for that really big heal, or I can just quickly get a small one. It's up to you. Let's see if I still need to break some more parts. Let's see, I think we still have one leg there, and then one of those little claws up there just came off. Oops, I should have let that charge more. Looks like he's still about close to half of his health. If we climb up him. Spin attack. A lot of damage going. I'm hoping that I can fill up this meter so I can show you guys the super ability. Although I don't think it's that interesting with the dual lives. It does a lot of damage, and it's pretty much guaranteed to break any part that's not broken if you hit it with it. It's not as flashy as the other ones, I think. Up, he's doing his spin attack. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage here. I need to get away. I'm gonna try and charge this up as much as I can and then do my recovery. So yeah, that healed quite a bit. That does help getting low, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do my super ability. Yeah, he's gonna die. We're doing too much damage. I was hoping I could maybe build it up and do a killing blow on him. Nice. Alright, so now, since he's dying, you can gather his corpse. I think we may have to wait for this death animation to finish though. Yeah, here we go. There we go, white thread. So after beating him, you can look around the battlefield for any hidden items. We have something here. This one's not actually hidden though. Sometimes there will be hidden stuff. You can see one off in the distance there, but fortunately I won't have time to reach it. Just like Monster Hunter, once your mission has been completed, you only have like 30 seconds to do whatever you want to do. Check my results. Got some experience for my Mitama, so I can go level that one up. Pick all my materials. I got a special reward. It's like in Monster Hunter for breaking certain parts. Since I broke some parts, then I broke all parts, I got some bonus items. Store all those. So now that we've completed this mission, we can head back. I'm going to level up my Mitama, which I have to do back at that one NPC I was showing you earlier. So let's do that. We're going to upgrade you, or never mind. I cannot. Oh, this one can upgrade though. I can. There we go. Level increased. That was my tanking one. I might be able to upgrade some equipment. We can check that really quick. Yep. Get some more water damage on my knives. Oh, I got sockets too. Oh, that's interesting. So you can actually equip two Mitama and weapons. Combination, boost, and Mitama. Boosts may be activated depending on the combination of Mitama that you equip. If another Mitama is a connection to the Mitama that you've equipped, then its name will be displayed in green. And in blue if a combination boost will be activated. Huh. So we'll have to try out some combinations. Although I don't think I got any boosts from that one. We'll have to look more into that system later. There's probably some interesting combinations you can do. Cannot upgrade my armor just yet. One other thing I didn't mention, with weapons, unlike Monster Hunter, there's no sharpness system at all, so you don't have to worry about sharpening your weapon, which some players may like. Hardcore Monster Hunter fans, I'm definitely sure would not like that. They kind of like the sharpness system. It's another layer of strategy, I guess, you can bring with weapons, and it factors into your attack damage, so a lot of players like that. So yeah, in this, there's none of that at all. You'll never have to worry about your weapon dulling or breaking. Let's see, what else can we... Actually, I should have gone to check the shrine to get my special item, but I kind of already showed you that system. I do need to send this guy off on a little trip. We can actually send him to 2 different areas now. We can send him to Honor or Grace. How about we send him to... I notice his mood depletes as well, so to improve his mood, I'm guessing maybe you have to stop sending him on missions just to let him rest. But since he still has some mood, how about we send him on a mission? There we go. I didn't show you these little things here. This is kind of like a message area, letters. You get letters from different NPCs to kind of, as the story progresses. And it also is used for obtaining any promotional items. Like I got some armor from the pre-order bonuses of the game. We also have, there's one other thing here. You can watch, you read through the story that you've already progressed through and watch cutscenes or listen to music, either one. And like I was saying before, there's also a stone here for getting to the online multiplayer. Anyway, my current impressions of it, it's definitely fun. If you like Monster Hunter, you will either really like this game or you won't like it, because like some Monster Hunter fans they're hardcore, they like exactly how Monster Hunter feels and plays, and they may not like that this has some different aspects, but it honestly is very close to it. It's kind of like, I would see it as a good entry point for this genre. If you're not ready to play a Monster Hunter game yet, I feel like overall it'll probably be easier. But there's still some other systems in there that I still haven't even learned myself, so maybe there is a lot more complexity to this game than I haven't seen yet. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. The only thing that's really holding it back for me right now is the fact that it is a direct console to PC port. You can tell it doesn't seem like there's a lot of effort put into it. Like I was saying, it's stuck at 30 frames per second, but there's not really much we can expect to happen with that. I don't expect to see any fix. The most I've seen was someone who did manage to find a way to unlock the frame rate, but that actually ended up making the game play at super speed, so that's not really an option unless you don't mind playing at super hyper speed. And there's other people have had crash issues and other visual glitches, so hopefully some of those things will get patched up to bring it to a more playable state for the whole of the community. Like right now it's definitely in a playable state for me personally, but that's not the case for everyone. I've definitely seen a lot of reports of people having issues playing it, which has resulted in quite a few negative Steam reviews. So as of right now, it's hard for me to recommend buying it at full price at the $60 price tag, but as I said, I'm definitely having a lot of fun. I mean, I'll have a full review up in the future, and I may keep uploading gameplay videos because I'm definitely going to be playing all the way through this game. I am enjoying it. Anyway, thanks for watching Cavernites, and I'll see you next time.